It's a chilly morning today on Joyous Prairies. Temperatures are going down today and then it'll warm up again tomorrow, and maybe some snow, and I don't want any snow because as you can see behind me it has melted, so I don't want any snow, but it won't stick around if we do get it. Today is, oh, here's the snow, little bitty tiny flakes now that I have mentioned it. So today is day 4 of our Love Your Neighbor as Yourself. And the question for today is, what is something that you need to start saying yes to? And I had to think about this quite a bit because there's a few things that I need to say yes to, and some of them were superficial, and I decided I will talk about the one that is probably the most difficult. So what I need to say yes to right now is community, because for the past 6 years, since I left my church, I have isolated myself, and it is definitely apparent because we are now all, or most of us, are in self-isolation due to this pandemic that we're going through. And other than I can't go to work, really my life has not changed very much. I don't have a community at this point in my life. And at the time that I separated myself from community, I needed to do it. And I'm sorry if you're bothered by the sound of chickens, but I wanted to be outside, and they are laying eggs at the moment, so they're announcing their gift to the world in an egg. But I needed to isolate myself for a while. I needed to discover who I was and come to terms with the ways that I was not created to be. And I needed to know what my identity was in Christ without the influence and opinions of other humans. So, and today, this morning, I got a message from one of my 2 friends, my 2 close friends, asking if I had any friends with eggs from a different gene pool, because my friend and I share the same types of chickens from the same gene pool because they want to hatch different kinds. And I had to tell this person, "You are my only friend." And they didn't know whether to feel privileged or sad because of that. But I have been, for the last few months, being called back to church. And in a way, I've kind of ignored that. I have, God is calling me back to community and back to church. And that's a hard thing for me to accept because I have, fear over, will the same thing that happened to me before, will I be used and abused and hurt by people again like I was before? And you know what? Churches are full of people. They are going to disappoint you, and but it's time for me to go back to community. And now, of course, I can't because churches are closed. But this will give me a few more weeks to prepare myself and, just have confirmation that that's what I need to do. So I need to start accepting invitations into community. I need to stop turning down invitations for different things. I'm not getting any now because we're locked down, but I was before, invitations to have a cup of coffee, invitations to join small groups or Bible studies, and invitations to church. So that's my answer for today. What is something that you need to start saying yes to? And I wish I could say that I'm not going to go back into community with a guarded heart, but I think boundaries are important, and I know that now more than I did 6 years ago, more than I did 10 years ago. And so there is your homework for today. Answer the question, what do you need to start saying yes to? And it is Easter weekend. I will be taking the next few days off from this. You have time to catch up with your homework if you're behind. I have really, really enjoyed your answers. They have been very thought-provoking. It's amazing to me how similar we are and how different we are. And I have just been loving it, and I hope that you have as well. And have a beautiful, blessed Easter weekend. It's going to look different than any Easter weekend we've ever had because we cannot get together with our congregations. But God is still with us wherever we are. Live and love out of the way you were created.